Hello and welcome to Menti Breaky Epi 2060. Do you guys want intro music? Can you let us know?
Do you want more from us?
Do you want more from us?
Fucking don't tell us.
Yeah,
all
shut
your
the
blankets
fuck
fell.
Oh.
Oh well.
Shut the fuck. It's the same color as the couch, but cozy, I guess. Okay. Because I find intro music on podcasts, if I wanted to listen to music, I would listen to a song. Like, why does a podcast need intro music?
I agree.
Okay.
I kind of like a podcast that just goes into it.
Yeah.
Or it can be like an intro, literally like tone.
Right.
Like be like doo-doo-doo, that's like specific to that podcast. And I'm
Right.
like, ooh, I get a little excited when I hear it. But when it's all intro music, I'm like,
let's keep it
let's
going.
go.
Yeah.
And they have to do some big introduction. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to hear everyone's names. I know
No.
who's on the podcast.
Don't care.
Don't care. Let's go.
Yeah, I agree with that because sometimes I'm listening and it's like the intro music and then it's like ads and then it's like I just fast forward to like 5 minutes in.
Yeah. Yeah, truly. There's one, Tim Dillon. He always goes, ladies and gentlemen. That's his opening thing every time. And then he goes into his first thing. And when
Right.
I hear the ladies and gentlemen, I'm like, I like that.
Okay, yeah. It's kind of like a
Well,
Pavlov theory.
Yeah. And I think we do have that with our Menti Breaky
Epi 2060. Except last time when I prayed.
That was unique.
Yeah, that was a little intro of the intro, you know?
Yeah. And you can have silly things.
Yeah,
sometimes.
we can be we can actually do whatever the heck we want because no one even sponsors this podcast.
Yeah, we can show our tits.
We could.
We won't.
No,
That's the Patreon.
that's not the Patreon.
Subscribe and see if I'm lying.
Subscribe and see if she's lying, and then stay a subscriber and keep paying.
That's the thing about our Patreon is once you subscribe, you can't leave.
Yeah.
We made that feature.
Should we tell them that we have a Patreon because we haven't told the people yet?
Go on.
Okay, you know what? We have a Patreon.
Yeah.
I've been building it. Hannah and I have been.
I haven't been building
Hannah
it.
hasn't.
It's
I was
been
just trying to
Monica.
include her.
I know that's nice, but you've done all the work.
I've been building it, and I haven't gone live with it yet because I wanted to make sure it was worth it for the listeners.
It's not, but
Hannah!
no, people can support us. Remember, that's what that girl said.
Yeah, the girl on the call said people can support us, but I also think it's worth it. We do our little behind the scenes.
You would pay $1 for that?
$3.
$3 for that?
For a month. Okay, Hannah doesn't believe in us. She doesn't believe in the
I
pod.
believe in people supporting us.
Okay.
I believe if you're like, I think I should be paying for this because I really love these girls and they're putting out stuff. But I wouldn't be like, oh, I need to pay $3 to look at a picture of them setting up.
Fine. Okay, if you guys have any ideas of what you would want.
Yeah, that's a great idea, Monica.
On the Patreon and what you would want to see, let us know. I am building it now, so you can go on. I'm gonna just adjust rates, but we have a few weeks of content at this point, honestly.
Monica's been amazing. She takes behind the scenes footage.
Yeah, behind the scenes footage, and then you can also sign up and just support us for $1 a month, and you get a shout out on the pod where we say hi and thank you.
Sweet.
Okay. Moving on. Our first topic, which I think is super funny, is just like Pilates.
Yeah.
Because Hannah and I,
we're obsessed.
We go to a lot of gym classes. We're on Class Pass, which for those of you who don't know, you get access to classes at different studios all around the city. And I find it so funny because I'll see like the fucking fancy ones that all of like the girls in the sports bras go to.
Oh, the girls that go in lingerie.
Yeah, the girls who go in
naked.
lingerie.
They work out naked. Upsetting.
And what's funny is like the class will be called like rebirth.
Yeah.
And it's like we're doing a sit-up.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's always like that. That's how they intro it.
Yeah.
They're like, today I want you to let go of all of your inner turmoil. And you're like, you're asking me to do a fucking burpee right now.
Yeah, like we're doing burpees. Like it's going to be okay.
Yes. But I like that when they go the opposite way, when the classes are just called ass and abs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hell yeah, sister.
2 body parts.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Like, you want a big ass? Get in here.
Yeah.
I'm like, I do want a big ass.
I love when like the instructors like try to be comics. Do you have that?
Sure, of course.
And
they
I'm
get
like,
their little jokes in.
Yeah, and I'm like, that wouldn't hit at a mic.
Oh, but
or
gets
a
huge pop at Pilates.
Huge pop at Pilates class because I'm like, that wouldn't even get like a recognition at an open
Nothing,
mic.
but they kill.
They kill.
Like, truly, they can say any joke. Any joke, and people are like dying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Yesterday I went to a Pilates class, and the instructor, like, it was kind of weird. He kept saying like how hard it was. He was like, I know this is going to be so hard. I was like, okay, but like, can we just like not like, can we just like do the move instead of you being like, I know this is impossible? Because now I am thinking it's impossible because you as the instructor. And then he kept being like, can you guys breathe? Like, I don't hear you breathing. I'm really scared.
I feel like I know who the instructor was.
And it would get a huge pop.
Yeah, I know.
And he said it 12 times.
Okay. Also.
Yeah.
At that place, we've had good stories about this place.
We should just say it.
Reunion.
Oh no, this is I Am Yoga.
Oh, that was at I Am Yoga?
Yeah.
I thought that you were talking about Scotty at Reunion because he's always like insulting people. He's like, oh, you thought this was going to be easy when someone's like struggling, and I'm like, okay.
I know they're like even like we were kind of focused at one point, and like he's like, a lot of you have your eyes closed, like this is hard. I'm like, can you just leave me alone and like give me the move? Also, the Pilates class I was in yesterday was so disgusting. Everyone was so close together. A man drank my water because he mixed it up with his water.
I screamed when you wrote that.
I wanted to die. I actually, because I went to drink my water, and I was like, well, it's half empty and I have not touched this yet. And then I saw the man, and he was like coughing the whole he was coughing the whole Pilates class, and I kind of see him in the corner of my eye like look at me like scared, and I'm like, man, drink my water.
He didn't even say anything.
No, he didn't say anything. It was
I thought you guys had a funny moment.
No funny moment.
He drank half your water.
Yeah.
And then was just like,
yeah.
Ew, what a pervert.
Well, it was probably I do think it was an honest mistake because it was just like a disposable water bottle. Like it wasn't like
yeah. I'm also that person.
Yeah.
I'm a mess. Like if I make it to the class, good for me.
Yeah.
But I'll come in with like a plastic grocery bag, a disposable water.
Yeah. And they all hate
my
you.
hair is half dry, half wet still, and they're like, and then the rest of the girls are like in makeup and lingerie, and they're like glaring at me. I'm like, whatever.
Well, here's the thing. A fitness class, any fitness class you go to, 3 hours easy.
Yeah,
because
it's your whole afternoon.
You have to get up, you have to change, you have to get your shit together, you have to drive there, you have to park, you have to walk.
And can I also say, you have to find your way in the building.
Yeah.
Getting more confusing.
Yeah.
Like all of these places, they're like, we work out in the dark and you have to solve a maze.
It's always like a tiny door. It's like a tiny sliver in a building.
And then they're like, here's your candle. And then off you go.
Yeah.
And you're like wandering around like, where's the Pilates class?
Yeah.
And they're like, they'll be bumping EDM. So just follow the bass.
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Where am I going?
Yeah.
And you're going to rebirth. Like that's where you're going.
Like, that, exactly.
They're like, follow the flow of the rebirth.
But it's never just rebirth. It's like rebirth and ass.
Do you know how many times I've gone into a studio and they're like, okay, and I'm like, where's the class? They're like, it's in the fire room.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like, what are you talking about?
Yes.
What are you saying?
And they're like, it's next to the water room.
Yeah, like,
You're
obviously. I'm like, is it upstairs or is it on the main floor or is it downstairs?
Yeah. And it's all, and you're like, I'm in a sauna right now. And you're like, this could be a sauna or this could be the workout class. I don't know.
We'll never know.
And then, so I had something. There was a man who was like working. It's at one of the bitchy places. Yeah. And he had a clipboard. And there's so many different classes. And there was like 50 plus people just standing around outside. So I like go up to him. I'm like, is this afterbirth and, push-ups or whatever? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, like was like so offended. And I also looked like I was like sloppy and whatever. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So then I went back to my locker and I was like, I have fake tits and I'm wearing my Skims bra that you gave me. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take my shirt off just to be like, fuck you to this guy. I am a hot bitchy girl and I'm allowed to be in afterbirth.
Yeah. You have a great bod.
Yeah. And then so I took it off and I made sure to like walk past him with my tits up and he did do like like double take. I was like, yeah, sir. I was like, I
just picture you strutting across the room.
I did. I
your
strut.
Skims.
I was like, get away from me with your fucking clipboard, sir.
Well, I love your joke where you're like, oh, I see all these like super hot girls at Pilates. I'll let you tell your joke.
Well, and I'm just like, I don't get it. I'm like, they're skinnier every week and they don't fucking do it. I'm like, oh, the one thing I'm forgetting to do at Pilates is puke after every meal. Like that's
bulimia.
Yeah, and then half the audience will laugh and half is like upset.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's a joke.
No. I'm like, you've never been to these classes then.
Yeah,
because it is
a good joke. People just like get offended.
I know they get offended by like eating disorders. I'm like, I don't care.
Well, you did it once and no one laughed, and I remember saying to you like, keep doing that joke.
Yeah, that was really nice,
funny.
and I do like to throw it in now and then.
Yeah,
I think I might add the getting lost.
Yeah,
and like
getting lost a candle
part.
To your soul cycle.
Here's a can. Truly.
Yeah.
True, and it's also just like you're playing like. Oh my god, it is such bullshit though.
Yeah.
That they're all called rebirth.
I know.
And then you're like doing a plank and you're like, I guess.
Yeah.
You're like, I paid $40 to be here.
Yeah. to do this freaking plank.
Yeah.
I once went to a class and like we were all sitting there and like the time was going and then the class never started and we all realized we were in the wrong room. And we moved.
Oh, because Clipboard Man wasn't there giving you attitude.
Yeah. Clipboard Man.
So that's really funny.
Yeah. Anna and I went to...
But honestly, you could just, like, that could have been the class. You never know with these Pilates. They might at the end have been like, and thank you, that was $40.
I know.
Did you feel lost and confused for an hour? They're like, that was the point.
I once went to a restorative yoga class.
Easy, right?
Okay, easy, but this one was beyond. So what are those things called? The pillows that are like the long body?
Yeah.
Literally, we just lied on the floor.
Love it.
With the pillow. 15 minutes like on one side.
That's crazy.
There was no pose. Or like you put your leg over the pillow. And then it was like, now we're turning to the other side.
That's crazy.
And it was also like my first yoga class in a while. Like it was when I first started getting into class. It was at Union, which is now Reunion. Yeah, which is where
they had a rebirth.
Yeah, the instructors like eat food in the classes and like can't do the moves.
I know.
But it's chill. It's jokes.
It's so jokes. It's so chill. Like the one time when the instructor showed up with a plate of food and a coffee, I was like, you guys are really.
It was like Chinese takeout.
Going out of business. I'm like, so this is it then, eh?
Oh my god, it was so jokes. And then remember one of our comedy friends was like, hey, I have like 25 free passes to Reunion Yoga. And
that would, if you were paying for Union Yoga, you were doing something wrong. You had no business paying for any of those classes.
It is a nice studio.
Well, it's still open, but I never
Reunion,
go.
yeah. Well, now they're expensive, and I'm like, you can't.
No, they dropped again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, of course.
As they should.
Oh, God.
So that's our Pilates class stories.
Yeah.
You've done that, too, with me, actually, going back to the joke where, like, I've done a joke, and it has not worked, and you're like, no,
Keep
it's
doing
good.
it.
And then it, like, crushes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Are you in the right angle of your camera? Because I feel like you're kind of close to the back. Yeah. Okay, so our next topic, moving on, is porn. So I used to see this guy, not date C, and he was so intent. Like, he told me this so many times. He was like, you look like the porn star, Abella Danger, I think is how you pronounce her name. Mm-hmm. So I looked her up, and, like, I've seen her in porns, like, once I looked her up. Have you seen her in porns? Okay, we can talk about that later. So I've seen her in porns, and I was like, do you think my face or like my body
or like your moves
or my moves? Yeah. And he was like, everything.
Wow. Mm-hmm. That's nice.
Yeah. I'm scared of all the men that are going to go now watch Abella. Anyways.
Join the Patreon.
And then I looked her up. I guess, like, I don't know, look up a picture. If we fucking clip this, I don't fucking know. Do you think she looks like me?
I mean, like, okay, but then I looked her up. I'm like, is she just Jewish?
Yeah.
Like, is that what this meant? But then you said he was Jewish.
He was Jewish.
So, I mean, it's not racist. Well, then I was like, oh, it's not racist. It's just creepy.
Yeah.
I guess. I wasn't like, wow, this looks like Monica.
Like a spitting image.
I guess if you became a porn star.
Without my glasses.
More so without the glasses.
Yeah.
And if you straightened your hair.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like straight. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not like a fucking Abella Danger stan like this guy was apparently. So.
Well, then Hannah came over and we were doing research for the podcast. And she looked up... Isabella Danger Jewish?
Which I not the first person to have asked this question. There was a lot of forums.
There were a lot of forums, and then one of the forums was like, she's Jewish. Is she allowed in the Jewish communities?
Yeah. And then the rest of the people were like, where the fuck did you get that she was Jewish? And then people were like, she's Latino. Like, people were arguing over, like, I just love it. So wholesome. Like, nothing about like her work. Just like, what was her childhood like? Did she and the one said she grew up in a Jewish household, which is also just like so adorable.
Yeah.
Like,
household.
Yeah, like, oh, that's nice. And she's getting plowed by 10 guys.
Maybe that means that she was raised like Jewish religious or something.
Maybe. Well, or the internet just is ridiculous because
people are just making it up.
I think her official Wikipedia said she's Jewish Ukrainian.
Yeah, Ukrainian.
Which it didn't mention anything about her household or like it is just so funny that people are like, she's Latino, you idiot, and it's like she's not. But maybe you're Latina passing now. You could say that.
I feel like I can be Latina passing. Mm-hmm. Like if I put in my hoop earrings and take my glasses off and put on some makeup and get a spray tan.
I was going to say spray tan. Yeah. If you're tan, you can go Latina.
I think I could. Yeah. I don't think you could.
No. People actually, if people are from Europe, they kind of know that I'm Dutch. Yeah. Like, well, maybe because they see my last name, but I've had that a few times. Well, when I lived there, everyone just assumed I was. And I was like, I am, but I'm not. Yeah. But yeah, people, they're kind of, they pick up on it. People have guessed Dutch and Irish. I'm like, that's literally the two traits that I genetically took on. Yeah. In facial features. And I'm like, no, definitely not Latina.
Yeah. Well, when I was in Greece, everyone thought that I was Greek. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because I think it's just like the dark and light features. This elderly woman started speaking to me in Greek, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not Greek. She's like, yeah, you are. Wow. She like fought me on it. And it was actually an honor because I love looking like not just like,
of course,
Canadian.
Yeah. Which is like isn't even a look.
Yeah. So what
porn.
Are your what are your like thought? You don't watch porn?
No, I gave it up because I started feeling like really gross and disgusting. But like when I was a teenager, I remember like feminists were like, porn is horrible. Like you're horrible if you watch porn, and it's so bad for like women and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. But then there was a push when we got a little older. It's like, no, it's feminist to watch porn, and you should watch porn if you're a girl. And there's like girl-friendly porn. I was like, I don't know, guys. Did you ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like the most feminist thing is to like do what you want as a woman. Yeah. And like not be apologetic for it.
Yeah, I always felt like when they were like, oh, porn's so evil and like it's like anti-feminist and it's like the patriarchy. I'm like, well, this is making me feel shitty. Yeah. And I am a woman.
Yeah, I guess the unfortunate thing is like how women are treated in porn, as opposed to like if you as a viewer enjoy porn yourself as a woman. Like I think those are two very different things. Yeah, and because there are like tons of great experiences of porn stars that are like, I love it and I'm a fucking millionaire. Exactly.
So, yeah, like we should like celebrate that. But like, yeah, I guess there's also a lot of like shitty stories, and it's like, yeah, but that's, I don't know
either.
Well, it just, I stopped watching it like years ago because I just like felt I didn't feel any certain way about the people making it. I'm still like, yeah, go for it. Like, live your dream. Yeah. But I just felt gross and lonely, I think, watching it.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, I just was like, I would rather not. Yeah. Anymore.
So I used to see this guy, and he like, I talked about him in a past. Anyways, he went on this like abstinence thing. Right. And so he used to like come over and just like, okay, sorry to anyone listening that's in
ravage
my family. You? What?
Ravage you?
What does that mean?
Like
ravage?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I don't know, like attack you sexually.
Oh, but he was in an abstinence kick.
Oh, from you as well?
From everyone.
Oh.
Like he was on one of those, when guys are like, I'm not going to come because it's like bad for my energy.
Yes, I do know those guys.
Yeah, he was one of those, like cold shower fucking guy. So I used to text him and be like, hey, I know you're not coming, but like, can you just like can you just like come over? She'd like come over and then he'd like get me off and then he'd like go home.
Wow, that's super feminist of you.
It was nice, yeah. And then one time he was like, can you not like do this yourself?
That's insane.
And I was like, and he was like, do you like own a vibrator? And I was like, no, like I've just like never like masturbated, honestly.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
This whole story's insane.
I guess so. I guess it goes along with my clit story. I think I'll put a disclaimer
that you
on
would
this one
have
for no
people
family.
come over because you've never.
Just him.
Well, sure, you'd have a man come over because you'd never masturbated and you just wanted to get off.
Yeah.
What an interesting. Because I thought it was insane of him to even ask. Because it's like, well, yeah, it's better with someone else.
Yeah.
Like, it's better someone else doing it.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like, I'm kind of one of those bros a little bit. Like, I went through a whole, like, no masturbation thing. Because I was like, no, if you're going to get fucked, then you have to go get fucked, right? But then, because I think it is just better with other people. Yeah. I thought that's where your head was at. Well, but you literally had never jerked off.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I'm like... I feel like for myself, when I stopped watching porn and I started masturbating way less, my sex got way better.
Well, that's if you're like with a partner.
I wasn't with a partner for a long time.
Oh, okay.
And then when I did start having sex again,
yeah,
because I noticed a huge difference. Like, and I think it is just like, I don't know, like maybe I was just like more like present or like one, because it's like if you always like have that option of, well, I can just like fuck myself with a vibrator after this, I don't know if that takes away from sex a little bit.
But don't you also think that like learning to like masturbate like teaches you what you like, and then you can like bring that into the bedroom with a partner?
Yes, but I also think you can discover that with a good partner. And we've had shitty partners. I think that also, this goes back to our other thing when we're like giving guys advice or like tips and they're like screaming at us or like kicking girls out of their apartments.
Yeah.
I think that's like traumatizing. Yeah. Whereas like a good partner is like, let's figure out what we both like.
This convo has gone very deep.
Yeah, but I think I like it.
Okay. This is for like there's people who just watch the clips and that's
and then there's
cool.
people that listen to the pod
and know us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that the pod listeners will appreciate this.
Do you have a porn that you watched over and over?
I have like a
Do you have a category?
Yeah, I have a category.
Oh, I'm so curious. Do you want to say it or no?
I don't know.
Is it like short girl gets fucked by huge guy?
No. I once was on stage and like this guy, because I have that joke about being 5'1.5", and like my ex, I knew he was gonna break up with me when he stopped like leaning down during sex. Your favorite joke.
Yeah.
And so he was like, at one point he heckled me. He's like, I don't really get how you're 5'1", but you can have sex with like a 6-foot guy.
Is this man a moron?
And I was like, what don't you understand? And he's like, how does it fit? I'm like, I think I'll draw a picture for you like after the show, but like that size doesn't have anything to do with like the other size, or like I can still have sex.
Of course.
As a 5'1", and I don't know if he was like trying to be funny or like it was funny. Like everyone was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I'll draw a picture, but like I think some men are just really not aware of what's going on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. They're like, you're short. How does a dick fit inside you? Like, I actually think that's an inquiry of men. Yeah.
That was very genuine.
I remember even one time I was at like overnight camp and there were these like really skinny girls and these guys went up to them being like, wow, like you must be so tight.
Ew.
Yeah, it was really gross, but we were all just like,
you don't lose fat and size
in your vag. I mean, I guess you can do like Kegels.
No,
but it's unrelated to your.
It's so unrelated.
But they don't know.
They don't know anything. It is like actually crazy, like how little men know. And it just like becomes apparent like the older you get.
Yeah.
Like, because I do sometimes like that was a joke I had for a while, just being like, what do you think a pap smear is?
Yeah.
And like the majority of men, it's like a cleaning. And I'm like, what? They're like, it's like a deep cleaning is what I got a lot. I was like, no.
A deep cleaning of your... Did they know of your vagina?
They think we have to like go to the doctor like once every 3 years to get a deep cleaning of the vagina.
Like a steam?
Maybe. And it is just like, nope.
Write us and let us know what you think a pap smear
is.
is.
It's like... yeah. So many men just have like truly no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, there's like the classic joke of like, men don't know what a menstrual cycle is.
Oh, this was so funny. So, someone we know is a joke, and they talk about like, they're like, yeah, I'm at that stage of my period where I have to rip the tampon out like a parachute.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I don't know if he cares that I say his name, but Jesse Singh just whips his head to me. He's like, what does that mean? And I was like, it means like at the end of your cycle, you get like really dry and it's like kind of painful to like pull the tampon out. And he goes, can't you just like wet it? And I was like, I was dying. I go, how?
It's in your bag.
That's what I'm like, do you mean like pre-wet it? Because then you can't put it in your vagina. He's like, no, just like splash some water up there. And I'm like, Jesse, show me how.
You pull out your badge. You open
like,
your bag. You're like, show me.
Yeah. No, I was like, literally just mime it for me. And he's like, you know. I was like, no. I'm like, it's sealed up.
Oh my god, it's so sealed.
I think men think our vaginas are just like gaping open all the time.
I don't think they have any idea.
I was dying.
Yeah.
I was screaming.
Yeah.
I was like, no, explain it to me. How would I wet the tampon to get it out? And he's like, just, you know.
I mean, I guess if you like put water, if you put water on your hand and then you kind of went on the sides.
You'd have to really.
Yeah, you'd have to really, it would hurt more than
it would
just
hurt
ripping
more
out the tampon.
Yeah.
To open
and
up,
I'm like, what do you think
open.
I'm going to do? Like lie on the floor and like dump a bottle of water up my vagina to get this tampon out?
He's like, why not?
Truly. He's like, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's
sure.
an idea.
Yeah.
Oh, I was dying.
That's
I was like,
so
what
funny.
are you fucking talking about?
I love how like a comic is on stage and you're like educating him about the menstrual cycle like in the back.
Yeah, truly. This was at the back of the room.
Yeah.
Because, sometimes I'll be like, hey, someone's on stage. And sometimes I'm like, no, tell me how you think a vagina works.
Yeah, like I don't care if I interrupt this performance. Please let me know how you think a vagina works. Okay.
Fun.
Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Have you been checking in with Haley and Justin?
They haven't really posted that much, eh?
Did they have the baby?
Yeah, they had the baby.
Yeah, now they're like, privacy.
Yeah, privacy. We want our after the People magazine article comes out with the little fucking hand wrapped around Haley's finger. It's too perfect. That's my problem. I'm like, what's the issue here? And I think it's the church. I think it's the church being like, you guys are perfect, and then Justin being like, we're perfect, and then Haley's like, I'm a fangirl.
Yeah.
Anyways, they have a baby. It's like Justin Bieber or something.
Who knows?
I need breaks sometimes.
You took a break.
I took a break.
That's good.
Yeah.
Selena Gomez is a billionaire now.
Is she?
Yep.
Oh yeah, we don't like her. Yeah. No, I don't really.
People were sending me the article. Anytime Selena Gomez does anything, there's like 3 people that will be like, hey, you see this? I'm like, yeah, I fucking saw it.
That's funny. I kind of like that she seems like she's gone through a lot of shit though, you know? And I think she's gone through a lot of shit since you met her as well.
Sure.
Because
I think she was in the midst of it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, her relationship with what's his face?
Benny.
Yeah.
They're like,
interesting.
we're going to get married and we're in love and we've never been more in love.
Yeah.
I don't know about it because it honestly still strikes me as like, Justin, look. That's the vibe
really?
I get. Yeah.
See, I was looking at their TikToks and I was like, kind of boring, to be honest.
That's good, though.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Boring
I'm like, that's probably
amazing.
good for her.
Yeah.
She needs it. And he's also just like a chill genius. So, like, good for him.
I love a chill genius.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would want. A chill genius.
Yeah, because I don't know why he's coming up on my feed. For some reason, they're pushing Benny on me.
Interesting.
And but I was like, oh, he did that song. Oh, he did that song. Mm-hmm. He's very talented. Mm-hmm. He's a talented man. Mm-hmm. So maybe he can help Selena with her music.
Maybe. And on that note, thank you guys.
I hope she sees this.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great day, everyone. Let us know if you like this level of vulnerability.
Yeah, do. Write in.
We did a lot. Yeah, we did a lot. And please, comment, like, subscribe. I don't just do all the freaking things if you like us. Thank you so much and have a great day. Goodbye.
Peace and love.